Hey guys, what's good? Welcome to Order of Opinion. Today, we're going to be breaking down Doctor Strange.
New release.
14th. Oh, the 14th Marvel movie. Definitely the most special effects Marvel movie. Definitely
one of the most colorful.
Yeah. The only Marvel character with a PhD that you know of, or at least he's a practicing doctor. Dr. Banner, he practices fucking gamma radiation on himself.
Yeah.
But this dude, he was, I guess, healing people. We'll get to that. And we're going to give you our ranking of this movie so that you can go back to our previous MCU rankings and see where it ends up. If you like this podcast, please, please, please go back and check that out. Because
all of them.
All of them. I know it's a lot, but I guarantee you it will be entertaining. If you are a movie fan, if you are a Marvel fan, if you just like listening to two assholes talk.
Either way, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? So Doctor Strange, the Doctor, should he be
He's a dick bag.
He is
I'm saying it.
Fucking dick. And
dick bag. Bag of dicks.
And it's a bunch of dicks. Yeah, different sizes, shapes, micro to macro.
The bachelor's degree line that he had was fucking insane. And what's funny to me is he somehow, was funny to you, but not in an Iron Man way. Because Iron Man is just kind of like this, Iron Man is sort of portrayed as like a scumbag.
Yeah, but he's a grown child.
Yeah, he's a grown child. Strange is just a pure prick. Yeah. Nothing around it. Straight hollow prick.
He is a pure, it's shaved, he has no balls, just prick. No, and I understand, because they don't make him out to be this, man-child like Stark is, even though it's almost the same backstory. He's a rich asshole, but he's a
like every other backstory of every other fucking superhero.
He needs to be humbled.
Yeah.
But, so...
Let's get real. Well, what is this movie really?
What is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it to you, really?
I would say it's a mix of Harry Potter, Batman Begins.
Okay.
Except for the one that trains him is the one that goes bad, I guess. Is the only real difference, but...
I mean, but in this one, to me, it's more of like a Star Wars story. Just the way it's taught out is I get this disciple, and the disciples eventually turn and become the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Which is every Star Wars movie.
That's true.
It's I see that, and when you...
But see, here's my problem with this movie, though. What's the opening scene?
Oh, God, is them doing the Inception running.
The bad guy.
Yeah.
This generalized bad guy. We don't know shit about him. We don't know the backstory of anything. It's just straight into action and straight, what the fuck is going on?
And then Sinead O'Connor comes and fights him.
and at what point in any Marvel movie was that relevant? Has that really worked? Iron Man 2 didn't work.
No. And I would agree that for a lot of these Marvel movies, they're not pulling off their intro scenes right. And that's huge. So, yeah, another weak enemy.
Yeah. And he wasn't necessarily weak, just underutilized.
Well, weak as in his character strength in the movie as it pertains to if the viewer's going to care.
Yeah.
You don't even give a shit about this dude. They don't even try to make you give a shit about this dude. It's just there's a guy running and this lady fighting him.
Well, speaking of running, why does everyone have the funniest run in the world in this movie?
Because they're trying to run on walls and shit, and they can't anticipate which way the world's gonna turn. And I was losing my shit.
Doctor Strange has the funniest run in the book.
He does. He's too
in
fucking
the book,
long.
In the movie. He has the funniest run ever. He looks fucking stupid when he runs. He does.
That's why he needs the cloak, so they can stop making him run.
And Benedict Pumpkin Patch fucking... Every time he has the cape and he's flying around.
Oh my God.
He just looks like a jackass.
That was 70s Superman movie right there. His flying, especially at the end when he goes off.
But for some reason it looked cool. At some points you're all right, for what this is, which is crazy, right? Considering that this is essentially that breaking point where they're saying, fuck it, this is straight magic now. This is just bullshit now.
Let's not try to explain it.
Yeah. Get used to it. Because like you said, everything leading into this movie has been somewhat explained by alien science or science.
Yeah.
Right? Or some sort of science or some sort of technology. This one is just straight magic.
Yeah. Oh, I would totally agree. And they set no precedent for it, so they
Yeah.
sort of can't even explain it, which they don't. They're just like,
Well, with
let's
their
take
magician
it.
training camp, the fucking Mulan montage that they have with the fucking
Right? I was expecting him to start singing the song from Mulan. Like, that's climbing a pole with a fat dude.
Yeah.
You know, and a skinny rat-looking motherfucker. But that never happened. I mean, Wong's sort of fat. He's a chubby guy. And
Yeah, you can just imagine Wong eating like 19 bowls of rice with fucking the
to
smallest
Beyonce.
chopsticks. He's a fucking librarian, and he was a shitty librarian at that.
Which is weird.
He was always like gone, right? Conveniently, when Strange needed to find some crazy shit out, he was gone.
Yeah.
Or he was a shitty librarian, which was a kind of a cool scene when Doctor Strange can magically finally realizes he can do magic.
He uses the ring pop of portals.
And he starts doing the portal shit where he's still in the books. That was cool. And Wong sucked at that too. Why didn't Wong think like, yo, like I just lost 2 important books, so I'm just gonna give up?
And the book he's reading, like, which is right in front of him, disappears.
Yeah, so Strange never brought it back?
I don't know. That's a good question. And
Because he said he'd kill you, motherfucker.
He did. He's like, he literally says that. He's like, you know, the other dude got his head cut off, but I will fucking kill you. You don't fuck with me. You
Coolest
can't-
Asian guy in Marvel.
Yeah,
Hands down.
the
Wong's
only-
the shit. And he's not a fucking manservant like he is in the comics.
Or a stereotype. He's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
They have him listening to Beyonce. They have
But,
him like,
sorry.
Oh yeah, they have him listening to Beyonce. They like Mordo says they're not fucking heathens, and they have Wi-Fi.
Okay, another thing about Mordo, what is up with his dialect? Like when he actually is like, delivering his lines. It's so every fucking word is like cunning and dramatic.
Yeah,
and slow.
seriously, it's like we don't have Wi-Fi, or like we have. Obviously, I
No.
fucked that line up.
This was not the natural way.
Right?
Like, why is he delivering line? Like, it just pisses me off. Like, bro, you're not in 12 Years a Slave anymore. You don't gotta deliver every line like that.
I know,
you know?
it's a light move. Even Pumpkin Patch was doing the same thing. He was like, when they asked him, he's like, "Who did the surgery? They couldn't have done the surgery." He's like, "I could have done it."
And what a dickhead.
Yeah, do your own fucking surgery.
I get that, like, maybe the guy that you thought, which like, apparently in the comics, that doctor that was fucking, what's her name?
Oh
The
yeah,
actor-
the
actress, sorry.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, apparently in the comic book he smashes her or some shit, or maybe I don't know.
Well, no,
But-
he also has powers eventually. He
Well, yeah,
becomes a magician.
yeah. So that's my point. So, maybe that's where it starts. Is Doctor Strange is like, dude, you're fucking suck, and he probably reported him because Strange is a fucking dick.
Right? And talking about that scene, like, he literally, from the get-go, the dude's just trying to help him. He's like, whoa, what the fuck do you think you're doing, dude? I'm the real doctor here. And the guy just...
I could pull a bullet out of a dude's brain with my dick hole. All right?
He's like, I think really
I
hard.
don't got any time to be looking at graphs.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's his one doctor thing. The one doctor thing he does is leave another surgery to go
Right.
find a more interesting surgery.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? He's an ass. He is an asshole. And so, literally, they call him Doctor Strange, but you don't watch him be a doctor ever. Like, what?
Yeah, he does the one bullet scene. That was it.
Yeah.
Where it kind of shows that he actually should be sued.
Yeah.
Because what if he did it wrong and didn't take the right procedures?
Well, the dude was going to be dead anyway. Well, because the one doctor
But
gave up on
still,
him. Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
how-
don't. Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean.
How does he even know that? Like, I don't know. Doctors,
Yeah.
they put no precedent. And it's sort of like with everything in this movie. There's no precedent.
Because
in
it's
this
all
movie.
rushed.
It's very rushed.
A lot of shit's rushed, and I get why they rush it though. So that's why I can't really hate on it because everyone's bored with this origin story, fucking,
Yeah.
again and again and again. And I think this one was just trying to rush through it. Like, okay, we already know all the bullshit's gonna come, and everyone only wanted to come here for the fucking effects. So let's breeze through his story and start making him do magic, so motherfuckers could cheer on. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And honestly, the explanation of him doing the magic almost was more ridiculous than Insidious.
The explanation of him doing the magic is it's a 30-minute long book reading scene. Like, they must have heard you about the whole train wanting to see a hero train. I just don't think they were really listening. Because they rushed through his whole interesting part of his story is him being a dickbag doctor and like looking for salvation, which you could take that, and they have taken that plot and turned it into a multitude of fucking award-winning movies. But
True.
they cut that down so that you can watch him.
It's a bit of a redemption theme too.
Yeah, a lot, except for you never see it.
Yeah.
He gets accepted in, just becomes an asshole again, reads books for 30 minutes, and now knows magic.
Yeah, he's basically still a doctor because
Yeah.
he can read and memorize things. Because what was he doing with the Infinity Stone? He just memorized something that was in front of him.
And
That's
then
all
he did the hand signs. He learned ASL and just started doing magic. That's the real story. His magic marionette strings that he fucking uses, which don't even work half the time.
And he realized, he thought it was his hands the whole time that he couldn't do the magic. And then they show the little Vietnamese man or whatever, the random Asians that they like to pop up in this movie with no hand, and he starts doing magic and shit.
I know, right?
This was what it really was a mix-up to me. Green Lantern, Harry Potter, and Batman Begins. Because this basically is what Green Lantern at least should have been. Yeah. And we haven't even gotten to our scores, but I'm saying it right now, so I don't give a fuck. I don't believe in waiting for it till we're done almost talking. Fuck that shit. My score for this movie, I would say it's a little bit better than Ant-Man. A little bit better. Just because of the fact that 3D enhanced this movie tenfold.
Yeah.
Like, without 3D, this movie's probably like a 5. But when we watched it in 3D, I got to give it a 6.3.
Really?
I think it's is Ant-Man funnier? Of course. This movie even tried to be funny, and I didn't laugh one time.
Well,
Can we say this too? I don't think Pumpkin Patch is that great. I just don't think he's that great.
No, is he? That's what I'm saying. At least it's
I don't buy
Doctor Strange.
it. No, I don't buy it. It didn't feel that natural to me. It felt a little forced. And like I said, honestly, if it wasn't for some really cool fight scenes that obviously was fucking ridiculous, still looked really cool, is what made it over Ant-Man to me, because Ant-Man's action was boring as fuck to me.
I would agree, but I don't know. Actually, I had to rate it lower than Ant-Man. I gave it a 5.8, and my reasoning behind that is I could watch Ant-Man on any screen, and the story hits me the same. Now, whether it's entertaining or not is one thing, and the movie hits me the same. When you watch, and like you just said, when you watch Doctor Strange in different formats, it only really works in 3D.
Yeah.
Because that's what it had going for it, was the visuals, because honestly, the story is fucking lacking.
Yeah. We'll get into the story.
Yeah.
We'll get in. We'll start from when he gets into the car crash. That's when we'll start from.
Yeah.
I don't want to recognize the intro at all.
No, the intro was bad, dude.
Yeah, it made me already look at you and be like, oh, this is what I was expecting, some straight bullshit.
Yeah.
And my problem with it is, sorry, we'll let you get back to your point about 3D, but my only problem with it was I didn't know how to judge it, because it's like, how good could they do with Doctor Strange? It's going to be fucking stupid regardless. It's going to be ridiculous regardless. So, and there were some goddamn Casper and Ghostbuster scenes in this shit with fucking astro bodies from Insidious and fucking, oh my God, that shit just got
terrible.
ridiculous. Like, I honestly thought I was watching a 90s action movie.
And that point. Yeah, and that was one of those scenes that the 3D powered it.
Yeah.
And so, so what I was saying is the 3D definitely, but if I could give this movie some tips.
Okay.
Like, please, stop fucking, starting with this shit about characters I don't know about. And then disappear from it. I'm over that. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's not shocking.
Just to jumpstart us into an action scene.
Exactly.
That only is working for IMAX and IMAX 3D. It's the only way that you can really feel connected to it. Because, like I said, if you're watching on a laptop, what is that going to really do for you?
Not shit.
As far as a movie goes, it's just stupid. It's just literally dumb.
Yeah, and so number 2, leading into that, what you were just saying, is ground the fucking character. Give us more of a reason to care about him, because he has an interesting story, but they focus on it so little, and they show so little character growth that, all of it happens off screen, that you really don't care about Doctor Strange. And 3, get rid of the fucking ghost astral projection scenes. You don't need it. It doesn't set up anything for the finale.
Or the goddamn mirror dome, or the fuck they make.
Keep the mirror dome. That's fine. It makes sense, at least.
But it's
sort of
dumb.
But it doesn't look like, it's not 2 dudes floating around a room, and then they cut back to the chick just shit being knocked over next to her, and she's going, oh! Okay, whatever. It is Casper.
Yeah.
It essentially is. And it's you could have taken that out. Now, granted, that's probably one of the coolest deaths in the movie, is when he blows a dude's soul up. I like the first one, though, which was weird, considering it was the intro, but dude just, starts off the movie cutting a head off. Yeah, that was sick.
Cool.
For whatever reason, did he need the blood?
I don't know.
Seems like he just cut the head off into a bucket to do it. Like, he could have
And
done
he pissed in
anything. Yeah, and he knows magic. Why did he cut the dude that? Whoa.
Well, I think it was just an excuse for them to say Dark Dimension for the 900th time in the fucking movie.
Right?
I swear to God, if they said Dark Dimension one more fucking time, I was jump kicking the fucking screen, bro.
It literally made, like much like in the Dark World, it made my dimensions pretty fucking dark when they talked about it.
It made me not want to have any dimensions.
Yeah, because the movie doesn't. It has
It's one-dimensional, for sure.
It's an odd thing to say about a multi-dimension.
And it's dark. It's a dark dimension because it's not that great. And a lot of people are fucking jerking it off. And I say it. If you're jerking it off, I guess I'm fucking staying floppy because I'm not getting that hard for it.
Yeah, I will remain with my position on this. Much like the fucking Avengers, I'm not gonna jump on a bandwagon because other people say that it's fucking the greatest movie. Like, fuck other people. I mean, you're listening to us, so I guess you want to hear our opinion, but in reality, like, fuck our opinion if you like it, and I would say fuck your opinion if I don't like it, you know? Like...
Yeah, I mean, and really, like I said, entertainment value, that's where I judge it. That's where it has that 6.3, is there, oh man, that's house scene when he first fought at the house. Was dope.
Yeah, was that the New York stronghold or whatever? Which, okay, going back to that just made me think of this. When did Wong go from being a librarian to the leader of the Hong Kong household? Like,
I don't know.
When did he get promoted?
Well, he was just chilling, eating ramen noodles and panda meat, and he was fucking shitting himself. And then he was like, okay, I guess I'll start beating up people in New York.
He's like, yeah, I was snorting this rhino horn to get an erection, but I gotta fucking go be a librarian. No, it's true. Hong Kong's fucked up. But...
And Brodo's over there, or not Brodo, Bordeaux. Fucking Brodo.
Might as well have been his name.
Bordeaux.
It's Mordo.
Mordo. He is Bordeaux.
Yeah,
Makes
I didn't even catch it.
He fucking does a cartwheel when fucking cars are driving by him when they won't even hit him.
Yeah.
They're in the beer dome and a car is driving by. I'm pretty sure they weren't going to get hit.
Dome. We can't get this story together. No, I like that much better.
It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the ancient one. Man, she's the ugliest bald woman on the planet.
Tilda Swinton. Her teeth are fucking gross. I'm sorry, that was too distracting. Like, whiten your teeth up. God damn, you're a celebrity. You have some fucking money if I could afford to do that.
All right, so let's go over the plot from there, right?
Okay, so he gets into an accident.
He gets into an accident because he's looking at his fucking surgery iPad.
And he's driving, I don't even know what kind of car it is, a sports car, like a fucking dick.
Yeah, like a dick bag. As if he didn't deserve to crash his car. Because he couldn't have, with the other 3 cars he fucking caught off, couldn't fucking have put them in a coma.
Right? And think about it. He was driving like he thought he was in the fucking commercial for that car.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm going to race this windy road on a fucking mountain. Because I'm a doctor, and I've seen car accidents, like, left and right, but I'm just going to drive like this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I sort of did like the directing, though, in the beginning. It kind of was setting me up to... Yeah. I don't know. You just knew something was going to go down, obviously.
Well,
but that's the problem, too, right? Is that there was no suspense to that. Like, you already knew he was going to get into a car crash.
Because he's
the fucking trailers, so you already know what's going on.
Even then, it's like... I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I watched the movie, I didn't know that his hands were broken. Like,
yeah, and how convenient was that fucking plot?
Yeah.
Regardless if it's in the comics, like, Jesus Christ.
So
but they did kind of show how he, like, fucked his hands up.
But I don't get it. Like, how... Did he only break every bone in his hands and nothing else?
I think the person that should have been Doctor Strange is Odell Beckham Jr.
Why?
Because he'd be nothing without his hands. That'd be way more entertaining.
Shit, I'd settle for any footballer over that shit.
And that'd be Marvel's fucking first bisexual character.
He's gonna sue us.
I'm just joking, dude.
No, but
Odell Beckham Jr. is a fucking beast.
Yeah, please don't sue us. So we like you. He likes you. I don't fucking care. But I guess I don't even know if you like him. I just sort of made that assumption.
No, I really do.
Okay, well then we're good.
But that even sounded weird. He's on my fantasy team. He's not even on my fantasy team. I wished he was on my fantasy team.
I wish that every Warriors was on my fantasy team, but that's a different podcast.
Anyway, so he crashes like a jackass and he gets surgery from the doctor that's poking his ex-bitch.
The doctor he wouldn't even let fucking do a simple surgery.
And as soon as he's like awake, as his hands are fucking have to be, hung up and shit, He's like, I could have done better.
Right?
Like, what a fucking dickhead. If I was the fucking doctor, I'd drop kick his hands right there.
And it sort of leads him into this snowball effect of, like, trying to fix his hands, and every doctor's like, that surgery's not going to work. He's like, I could do it.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying that, and then finally, like...
And he spends all his fucking dough trying to do it.
Right? Okay, we'll get to that.
And this explains my... Let me get to that scene, okay? Because I want to explain that part, all right? Then it culminates to this whole scene where Doctor Strange is trying to write his fucking name, and he writes it like a 4-year-old fucking idiot. And looks like he wrote it with his feet.
Really,
you know?
It does.
And, Rachel McAdams comes in, and she's like, look, I think the Notebook might make a little bit more money than this. And fucking Doctor Strange is like, you stupid bitch, I'm going to overact now because I'm a fucking asshole. You could fucking leave, bitch.
I love that scene.
But, all joking aside, like, he basically is telling her, like, dude, I'm going through this crisis right now. Like, I don't know what to do with myself. I only know how to be a fucking doctor. What do I do?
Yeah.
And he's basically, like, feeling a little resentment towards her because she's, like, I'm assuming in the past they, like, broke up or something like that. And he still wants her. That's what I'm assuming, right? And apparently she could just walk into his apartment, so maybe there's still some shit going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess she's, like, taking care of him. Again, something they never allude to.
Yeah, and then he gets mad at her, and she's like, all right, I'll never see you again, I guess. Like,
he's basically like, good.
Even when he pops up to fucking float around her in his astro body, he's like, I emailed you, and she's like, yeah, I know. What did you think I was going to do, drive over there and suck your dick?
To Catman.
Where have you been, by the way? As if anyone fucking cares. Because you were a dickhead around everybody.
He was like, I was in India chilling with a white lady.
And let's talk about that, right? So he loses all his fucking money.
He spends $500,000 to get to India. What the fuck, do you buy a plane to fly yourself out there?
And then, like, first off, conveniently, as he's begging for spare change now because he has nothing left in his life, fucking Bordeaux fucking hears him. It hears him, conveniently. And leads him to the fucking Pepper Cache, or what the fuck is that place called?
No,
what is it?
It's not called Pepper Cache.
Kuman Dash, whatever the fuck this shit was called.
I don't know. It was too many words that didn't fucking make sense.
And then that's when he meets the Ancient One, who's basically a seaman that grew into, like, can manipulate her cells and look like a she-man.
Yeah.
Wherever the fuck she is.
What I love about that scene, though, is
she mollywops him so hard. Like, mollywops him, where his soul actually left his body.
And
like,
his
motherfucker
face,
should be recording that on World Star, like, World Star.
Right? His face, too, when that happens, he's like, what the fuck? I'm floating through space. No, and what's crazy, too, I like in that scene how he first, like, thinks that the Asian dude is the master. So he's a racist, a sexist, and an asshole.
And then when she's basically like, look, I really can't tell. I'm not smarter than you. I'm really not even that smart. I just know a bunch of things. And I can make magic, so I'm better than you. And you can either get with the program and get it, or you can keep being a pretentious prick and be a broke fucking bum.
Yeah, and
fucking Catmandu.
And so he sleeps
on her porch. And he gets mad at her.
Yeah.
Like, wait, motherfucker, you came out here to see them. They didn't, like, call you in. You, like, demanded their attention. You got lucky Bordeaux fucking heard you in the first place. And he's getting mad at her.
Yeah.
Like, why did I fucking come here? I wasted all my fucking money. She's like, well, motherfucker, get going then.
Yeah, he's like,
bitch.
This is what got me. He's like, I spent $500,000 getting out here. It's like, dude, what the fuck kind of money man? Well, she shouts it out that he has money management problems.
Yeah.
So that $500,000 was probably spent on, like, stopping at every strip club along the way.
Yeah.
Like, because he looks like he might be down with that. But you never know, because this is the one time they don't give, in my mind at least, they don't give a Marvel character any type of, like, sexuality.
Yeah. That's what I said. It's just like a semen.
Yeah.
That manipulates. She was like, you can...
No, Doctor Strange.
Doctor
No, he's not sexual character. You don't know if he wants
that he's chick. Worse than Iron Man.
Yeah. Because Iron Man at least looks like he fucking loves her.
Yeah.
This dude talked to her, like, for 3 seconds and then told her to get the fuck out of his house.
Yeah.
Which, to go back on that scene, just to touch, like, is he the asshole or is she? Because you've been in a situation where you're fucking lost and you're frustrated and you don't know what to do and everything falls apart. Do you really want someone to fucking look at you and be like, well, figure it out, dude? It's okay.
Yeah.
So I get it. But then, so he makes this fucking journey, right? And he gets denied and sleeps on their porch.
Yeah.
It's because he's so much of an asshole, to close my point, that he literally expects it all to go his way. And he falls apart, literally shuts down.
Yeah,
when
he's
it
like,
doesn't.
oh, please.
Yeah.
And fucking, that's my problem. Like, when he was talking to her and they were having that whole fucking, you know, is this science or magic breakdown? Basically, that's the whole problem with the movie to me, is every fucking scene, every 10 minutes is just the spew of exposition. Just diarrhea of exposition.
Know. And eventually you clock out.
And then when they start doing their magician training camp, and Strange is sucking and whatnot, and
I do like that it finally shows a hero try.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, she sends him to Everest, and he gets some fucking some frostbite on his dick.
His foreskin falls off.
And he gets back, and then he's all of a sudden good now, right? Like he's a magician now.
I didn't get that.
A sorcerer, a supreme sorcerer.
Sorcerer Supreme. Yes, it sounds like a fucking Taco Bell order. Can I get the Sorcerer Supreme with fucking no tomato, please? I wouldn't be surprised if they start calling their shit now in preparation for Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supremes.
Yeah,
I'd buy one.
and yeah, and so after that, like I said, then it gets into another scene about them fighting, and fucking Bordeaux's like, yeah, look at my fucking magic boots, bitch, and I got another relic. It's a little fucking dildo that I can turn into a fucking
dildo whip. It's the perfect BDSM tool.
And then that's where sometimes though the CGI did bother me in this movie.
God, him
especially in
running
that fight scene when he like
boots.
jumped over him to fight him. It looks so fucking stupid.
I hate those boots.
The
boots,
and that was all exposition. They fought to have exposition.
To show the relics. Yes.
No, not just the relics, like about Celsius, the bad guy, which you haven't seen yet again. Or I think you did maybe see him once.
At the beginning.
Yeah, that's when he was doing his fucking Nazi seance.
And in the 30 minutes that Doctor Strange is reading books and sucking at magic, they do show him do the ritual too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so they have a whole exposition explaining that. And the Ancient One pretends to not hear, even though they're like fucking 10 feet away, and saying it hella loud. As
Mordo can't help it.
As she's fingering her fucking bald spot at her crotch, fucking two Asians fighting each other. Fucking
right?
Ugly fucking asexual whore.
And her, dude, I just every time I think of it, it's just her teeth, bro. Yeah. I don't care about the ball. I don't care about just her teeth, man. It looks like she ate garbage before she did every scene. Like she ate the garbage water at the bottom of a dumpster. And then that's why everybody stood hella far back from her, and when she got close enough, your soul left your body. Cause of her teeth.
Like I could almost smell her breath from fucking...
That's the real magic to astral projection. She just breathed on him. It wasn't the thumb. That was his face, too. He's like, oh, shit, that stunk.
And then that's all that shit. He steals some books from Wong, because he's the shittiest librarian on the planet, and...
one of the funnier
fucking
scenes.
Starts figuring out the mirror dimension and the fucking sling ring, which could play any cable fucking anywhere, projecting fucking sling ring. Get out of here with that shit.
What pissed me off too is she builds this like you said, the mirror dimension and the sling ring. When the fuck did he get good at magic? Because she just says, well, now that you're good, you need this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what? You never showed that, because the last time you showed him try to use magic, this motherfucker failed.
Yeah.
Okay. It's, again, pushing it along. Too fast of a movie. It's going too fast, but at the same time, it's incredibly slow.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, somehow.
It's in multiple dimensions.
And then, so, basically, Doctor Strange steals the book and starts using the fucking Infinity Stone, and where he's really Green Lantern now.
Let me try this. The Eye of Agamotto?
Yeah, there you
go. Is that it? Or
yeah. And he starts realizing he could, which I think is actually a pretty cool part about the movie, is that whole time shit that they do in the action scenes.
That was
with
the
time.
coolest
cool.
part. Him making the apple.
Yeah.
Which I don't get why they had to do it twice, though. Did that piss you off, or was it just me? I was like, okay, you showed it once, now you're going to go back and do the exact same thing. What the fuck? Oh, it gets a little moldy this time.
Yeah.
The page part was way cooler. Leave it at that. I fucking hate when they do shit like that.
And then Bordeaux shows up and he's like, that's not natural. The only way is natural.
Right, he's like, you could cause kinks in the time space, and then I would never have had such a big dick. He's like, I'm afraid for my dick.
And Wong is, he's being Wong. He's just Wonging around.
Yeah, he's just looking, he's like,
he
stole my book. And now you're good. You're good at magic. Even Juan's surprised.
And then Bordeaux's like, oh, I know this, it's not the natural way, but he's somehow a natural magician. And he can figure out everything naturally.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Because he's a doctor.
Yeah.
And he has a photographic memory. And even she's like, well, yeah, that helps you, but you have to surrender.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't do.
And as that goes on, fucking Fahrenheit and Celsius show up and they fucking...
they make things hot.
Yeah, they fuck things around, which is the best action scene in the movie. 3D, that shit was crazy.
In New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not...
The house.
Was that New York?
Yeah, it was New York. Because he went through...
yeah, that's right.
Well, okay, it blew up out of... How it starts is they blow up England, I guess.
Yeah.
And that shit was so powerful it came into the Kathmandu one, and then he went to New York for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. And so they get this cool ass fight. Doctor Strange starts using his magic as a weapon. He just apparently can just make a line.
Yeah,
he can't do this crazy shield shit.
He does the marionettes things, and when he tries to do the shield rings, one of them goes out. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Because he's a handicap.
Yeah,
and Celsius is fucking around. That weird ass Beetlejuice fucking window shit where it goes from place to place. What the fuck?
That was
cool, kind of
though.
cool though. Yeah, I did like it.
He shoots her. I like how it shows that in their dimension they're falling right through the door, but then immediately after it shoots her into the desert, it goes back to like a normal plane of existence, and she like just fucking literally lands and starts running. Like that shit was sick.
Yeah.
Fucking, and I like this. That's sort of a theme of the movie. This visual play with like turning the shot around. Like it's really cool, and it is adventurous, sort of. If Inception hadn't have done it.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, it's not. It was a little bit better than Inception because I fucking hated that movie.
Yeah,
so
I mean, at least in this one, it's not about Ellen
I didn't
Page.
hate this movie.
I didn't hate it at all. It sounds like we hate it.
Yeah.
It did entertain us.
It's fucking stupid. It's definitely theme of the night is stupid.
But I like a character that's down to fight, and he is. It shows when he enters the house. He's just like down. He's like, yup, let's fight. I'm gonna fight this Supreme Wizard, even though I don't know shit.
I think that's what's cool about it too, is that they actually incorporated like fighting with the magic.
Yeah, lightweight kung fu, I guess. You know.
So
with his laser fucking fingertips.
That shit was cool. That's when he discovers the third best character in this movie, which is the levitating cape.
Dude, and people loved that cape, dude.
Oh man, dude, when he was trying to pop his collar, I wasn't mad.
And it wipes his tears.
He was popping that collar.
Yeah, and then it wipes his tears, and he's like, oh. And it pulls. I like the cape though. Does it make him too powerful?
Yeah.
To me, it does. And the eye of so he can turn back time. His cape will defend him. It'll leave his back to go fight someone else for him.
Yeah.
And he knows magic. Like, what the fuck, dude? Who were you setting up for this universe is literally the strongest character in the fucking, like, ever.
Yeah, because he can just create things.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, he fights Celsius and, gets him in this body chain as he does the robot into going, like, this fucking saw entrapment.
That was my favorite part. He pops and locks his way into fucking imprisonment.
That shit was actually kind of clean. And then Doctor Strange, like a coward he is just sort of like, okay, what's going on, dude?
Yeah,
like, what the fuck did I just roll myself into?
First mistake was he makes the most cliche fucking mistake that you can make in a, like, sci-fi action movies, taking the fucking mask off the dude who's trying to cast a spell. Like, then he breaks into his consciousness, sort of, by fucking telling him, oh, the leader you have isn't who you thought. Again,
and that's when they introduced Dormammu.
Like,
oh god. He's
the floating space ripple head. Like,
I'd rather see that in a video game than a movie.
I half expected to see surf ninjas on Dormammu's face, though. Like, what the fuck? That was terrible.
Yeah, him and Galactus should fucking face fuck each other. You know.
What is? I don't read the comics, so I don't know what that is or how it's portrayed in the comics.
It's fucking stupid though if you have no fucking clue about comics.
Yeah, as a movie goer, as anybody who just likes movies, when you see that, it's just such like if you're into that kind of movie, fuck you.
And so Celsius makes fucking what is I can't even, I'm just gonna keep saying it.
Colitis? I don't know what his name was.
Yeah, Celsius. He fucking tells Doctor Strange, your ancient one. She's been a seaman for like 600 years, just living.
She can't swim no more.
Like you need to figure that out. And Dormammu's the way to go, bro. He's got endless amounts of hair on, and
he's made of hair on.
And we can. Look at my fucking face, dude.
Yeah,
it looks like I took 90 cigars and put them out in each eyeball.
But I feel powerful. He's like, I'm feeling good. I'm on top of the world.
So, of course, Doctor Strange, like a prick, starts questioning the Ancient One. And he's like, hey, look, like, it is sort of weird that you started out as a seaman. Like, it's... What's going on?
This to me...
Are you deriving from the dark dimension? And then Bordo's like...
he grunts in the background, and even he's like, that could never be true.
Yeah.
And then they, for whatever... This is what I didn't get. For whatever reason, the dude just comes back. Like,
yeah.
What? He had him imprisoned, he's gone, and now he comes back as they're, like, cleaning up. And then they fight in the street? What the fuck is going on in this movie, dude? Can they fucking explain one goddamn thing that happens off screen?
Yeah.
Like, because they really fucking don't. And in this, so, yeah. And they even say it later on when they're going to Hong Kong. He's like, he attacked the place twice. Where do you think he'll be going? Hong Kong? Why the fuck would he not just attack the place a third time when he knows you're weak?
Well, no, they came back. Remember?
Yeah,
they did come back,
and
to
then
fight.
they killed.
And then that's when she comes back to fight because she had to leave apparently.
The Ancient One.
Yeah, and then she came back and fought, and that's that whole other cool fight scene. Which it was so weird how that movie went, right? Like it was slow for like 20 minutes, no action, and then just two giant action scenes almost right after each other, literally.
Yeah. And what?
And that was cool, right?
Cool.
And then she fucking gets clapped.
Dude, I love
by
how
his
they do
fucking
that.
by his endless powered glass from his fucking mirror shit.
Yeah. To speak on that, what the fuck do they use as weapons? It's like invisible dildos that you can sort of see. Are they getting that shit from Tony Stark? Is that his new line of fucking? He put the reflector grids on dildos. He's like, you can't see them now. Hide them from your husband.
That was weird. And after he questions her for living so long, she obviously dies as he goes back to the hospital. And thank God there was no fucking. And then another astral body scene.
That one was way more gravity. Than
she wanted to fuck him. I don't know how she was going to because it's a bald spot down there. But she wanted to fuck him.
Just no vagina, just straight bald spot.
And she's like, you need Bordo.
Is that how she became ancient? She never had kids, so she just lived forever. She's like, these kids, they never ruined my life.
Yeah?
I don't get it. But no, her death scene, to me...
sorry, and that was right after Bordo had a mental breakdown with Strange and called him a fucking coward. Finally, somebody said it.
Yeah, he did. He was like, dude, you're just going to
You got no spine,
that?
bitch.
Yeah. But no, her death scene is sick because they're in the middle of fighting on this fucking rotating, like, Mario 64 Bowser platform, and he's trying to throw her into the bombs on the side, but she goes through a portal and fucking straight through a fucking... roof and just right to the ground. Damn. Dead. Like,
even though fucking Bordo and Doctor Strange were floating all over the place when he was contorting the whole city.
Because they can fly. They had artifacts.
Oh, yeah, because Doctor had artifacts.
They had the artifacts. They were channeling some deep magic shit. And she was not, apparently, even though she fucking is 4,000 years old. They don't even...
She has the relic thong.
The relic... It keeps you bald, so dudes never fuck. It's the chastity belt of Agamotto.
Yeah, and he somehow is just allowed to have this Infinity Stone,
which they don't tell. Great reveal though. They don't even tell you the whole movie, which they fucking ruin in every other movie.
That's true.
Except for Guardians. Guardians hid it for a while.
Yeah.
And then but see, in that regard, it actually brought drama to the movie in Guardians. In this one, it was sort of cool that. Because you know what Infinity Stones are and they don't reveal it in, like, the smallest tidbit of information at the end, right?
Yeah.
Like, it actually, you like, stop and you're like, oh, shit. He fucking was using Infinity. How fucking powerful is this guy?
Not powerful enough for Dormammu.
But smart enough. Doctorish enough.
He looks like Ghastly from Pokemon. Looks like a giant Ghastly.
He looks. Oh God, he does. He looks fucking gross.
And so after she tries to give him a hand job, she tells an astral body hand job. She tells Doctor Strange, "You need to go get Bordo, and you guys need to reenact Civil War sorcerer style." And
just start walking into a battle.
So they go to Hong Kong where Wong is, and he's Wonging out, being a shitty security guard and a shitty librarian because he gets clapped.
Presumably clapped, yeah. Like
he got clapped because as they rewinded shit.
Dude, that rewind scene was sort of cool though.
Yeah, and
not gonna lie.
But see, I just didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I didn't get Dormammu. So he summoned him to Earth.
Yes.
Is that how Dormammu knew where to go? And Dormammu was taking over the world, or just New York, or just Hong Kong?
No, he was finna take the world. But see, I think what they were trying to get at was that Dormammu, let's see, again, not enough really explanation put into this ship. Dormammu seems like he'd been trying to get at Earth. And there's a way that you can connect to him, but the sorcerers made it so that each of their bases is a shield. And it only works if they have a certain amount. So
But is that protecting the whole world?
Yes.
Okay. So, but one spot has the Infinity Stone.
The main one.
And the main one is in...
Kathmandu. Yeah.
Okay.
So, that which never gets destroyed.
But they pick a giant city like New York and Hong Kong.
Well, yeah, and that's what I didn't get. Because they were like,
they're sanctums, bro.
However many years ago they chose these places to be the powerful catalyst of the spell. It's like, what the fuck do you mean however many years ago? How long the fuck do you think New York's been here?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't here 2,000 years ago. So so is this a new thing? Like, was it within the last 500 years? Because that would sort of make sense. I don't know. They don't fucking explain anything. No timeline to the wizards. Not much of a fucking timeline to Doctor Strange.
That's true.
The Ancient One, which I think actually to its credit, they don't go into her backstory. Because that leaves the mystery of her.
Yes.
That's what makes her
the Ancient One. Oh, and to be fair,
one.
she was solid.
She was a great actress, yeah.
And I know they wanted the... I know half the people in the world that actually care about comic books with their micro penises actually wanted her to be a stereotypical racist Asian old man or whatever
the fuck he was initially.
And I thought it was cool. I mean, I guess you could make the whitewash argument, but I mean, sometimes whitewash is good.
And in Marvel's case, I think not necessarily that whitewash is always good, but when you look
not
at
good.
how,
I mean, as good compared to being stereotypical.
That's what I'm saying. When you look at Marvel, when they did Asians back in the comics, they were not friendly towards Asian people at all.
No, which is understandable for the time period.
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't know when Doctor Strange came out. Marvel's been consistently sort of fucked up with how it portrays minorities.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it a big... not to go off topic, but why is it a big thing that Spider-Man is now Puerto Rican or Dominican or whatever? Like, that has to be a big thing to people. So I think that when you take someone like the Ancient One who... was clearly a stereotype.
Yeah.
That's not whitewashing. That's making it better.
Yeah. That's
at
true.
least the racism end of it, because then I guess it could have been an Asian dude, but how do you pull that off without looking like he's a stereotype?
Yeah.
I really don't know, and I think that maybe they're scratching their heads over that as well.
And that's the one thing I will say about this movie, like getting to the last action scene where, we'll talk about the very end with him and Dormammu. But it's pretty action-packed at the end. I mean, I would say Doctor Strange is funner than Harry Potter's action.
The last 40 minutes, yeah.
And I thought it was cool until he got to Dormammu which he basically made a bargain, right?
Well, he wants to make I'm here to make a bargain.
Yeah, and he gets him stuck in his Green Lantern time loop and fucking... basically says, hey, look, you can have my manservant Wong. I'll exchange that for the protection of Earth. And only Earth, not the galaxy. Even though I recognize that there's multiple galaxies, but just Earth. You can eat everything else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Doctor Strange, it only fucking matters.
I'm hungry.
It only matters if Doctor Strange is protecting himself.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't give a shit about any other planet. As far as he's concerned, he says, fuck those people. They're not as good at doctors as me.
He's like, fuck it. I saved the world, and I know I saved the world, so I guess I'll keep dying in this time loop for hundreds of years.
And I guess that's what was crazy to me about Doctor Strange, was you could call it a sacrifice, but he knew it was going to work.
Yeah.
Like, so is it really a sacrifice, or is it just like, I got to put up with this for a little bit, and then he'll give up? I know it.
Which I still didn't really understand. So did he put himself in a loop from that area to where it was always going to loop if he died? Or was it just a loop of like a certain time? Because what if Dormammu just sat there for an hour and then killed him? Was it just a time loop on his life?
I think so. And again, they don't explain. They say that in Dormammu's air, like, there's no time, right? It's timeless.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. Because any living thing has to have the passage of time. Maybe he can live forever, but he still recognizes moments. Like, so there is time.
Yeah.
But so that he brought the element of time there, which I guess he puts the loop on when he first gets there. So I don't even know if he knows that's how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Like, he just sort of had this thought. He's like, we're running out of time. He's like, time.
And that, like you said, that whole scene's cool when they're fighting in reverse.
Yeah.
And fucking Bordeaux throws Celsius into the wall as it's getting built. That shit was crazy.
Dude,
then they did the whole mannequin challenge there.
Which I'm just learning about for the first fucking time.
And
yeah, I like how the person...
all the while, Doctor Strange disappears.
Yeah.
And they're like, you coward.
Well, he flies away like Superman, fucking like Reeves Superman, like in the sense that he looked like his legs didn't work when he was flying away. Yeah, I don't. That was cool, the reverse scene, because it was throwing him into the wall, and I like how it shows, that he can fucking control time on a large scale.
Yeah.
Because they need to introduce that, because that might be very important later on. Which they did a good job of fucking introducing.
Yeah, which I think was the whole theme of the movie, right? As the Ancient One was always preaching that death is beautiful and that what makes life great is that knowing that one day you will die.
Yeah.
So appreciate life. And the theme of the bad guys is that they're all chasing endless time to never die. Which is like, what the fuck? Are you guys Highlander? Like,
no,
what the fuck?
True.
Like, this is Sorcerer's Highlander? Like, what the fuck was that? And that's such an old premise. That's why I'm saying these movies off these comic books are so fucking outdated that
but the comics
these things have been done 40 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
The comics themselves,
and we as viewers now in the contemporary love it. We soak it up.
Well, that's because, when you look at... everyone's afraid of dying, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's easy to connect with that. But when you look at the movies that have been coming out recently... yeah, I get it. It is. We're loving it because society as a whole now is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, and what we want, what we consciously want, we're always worried about, fucking especially in our society, is running out of time because we fucking spend it all on our goddamn phones. We forget to live.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a good message for us to hear.
Especially when you're hearing it from a bald fucking asexual,
fucking
no private parts
ashtray
having.
mouth. Goddamn.
And yeah, so. He gets Dormammu fucking... he gives up, which is like, I swear to God, I hated that scene with every fiber of my being.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And fucking... then he comes back. And after Bordeaux went with him to go fight these people.
Saw him do this, yeah.
When they got knocked down, told him to get up, we can fight, we can still do this, right?
After
all
time's
this,
going backwards, yeah.
He's like, all right, yeah, we did it, but... it wasn't the natural way, so fuck you guys. I'm done with this shit, even though I just participated in it. Like, fuck you hypocrite.
Yeah.
And then they go into the end credit scenes after Doctor Strange gives Thor a foot job. He fucking, they show Bordeaux. Oh, we didn't even talk about that scene. How convenient was that? In the beginning, when Doctor Strange was trying to find out how to get to Kathmandu, he goes up to the ex-cripple.
Yeah.
And... he just finds him at a basketball court, like, in the hood.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And the guy's like,
expecting?
yeah, so I figured out, shit, make myself mentally strong. Shit. I can't fuck no more. That's how he was sounding, bro. He was sounding like a fake fucking...
he sounded like a fucking, 80s jive blaxploitation character, though.
No, he was Mexican, or I don't know what he was.
Yeah,
he wasn't black. I was saying he's like just
yeah,
like
that's
weird.
the way he sounded.
Like,
he's like, I'm gonna get you, sucker. You jive ass turkey, motherfucker. No hands having dick.
Yeah, and Bordeaux goes and fucking takes that guy's fucking walking away. Like, what a dick.
Yeah, he takes
Fuck
his powers.
that guy.
Which they, I guess, now Mordo can stop your connection to magic. Like, I don't... even though magic isn't magic, it's dimensional energy, so
yeah.
I don't fucking know. And the ending, to speak on that, there wasn't one. He was just like, they go back to the base, and he's like, well, I guess we need...
I'm leader now.
Yeah, I guess we need a new Sorcerer Supreme, no tomatoes. And he's like, yeah, I got that. Do you want a Mexican pizza, too? Because I got you on that as well. But, no, yeah, this fool...
and his haircut's getting more and more ridiculous as it goes.
With him, do you think, you know how Tony Stark's beard gets more ridiculous? Do you think that Doctor Strange's gray spots and his, slick back are going to get more ridiculous? Eventually it's going to be, a pompadour with, a whole band of white?
Yeah.
That should be clean, though.
Yeah.
He's going to be Vanilla Ice.
But the cape was great. Top 3 characters.
Top 3. The cape and the Eye of Agoramondo, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Bro, honestly, I don't know what's worse. The fucking eye in Lord of the Rings or Dormammu. I'd say it's Dormammu.
Oh, God.
I'll take the eye.
I mean, even
That
though it
was
just stood
fucking
there and
stupid.
blinked, but
That shit was fucking stupid.
the moment was stupid, and the way he
Everything-
gets defeated is just, it's dumb. The villain was not
The
a villain.
explanation of what was going on with the magic was a fucking sci-fi original explanation.
Oh, yeah, and well, there wasn't. I mean, in true sci-fi original fashion, there was no explanation.
With their fucking sling box on their fingers. Fucking,
Yeah,
Trying to watch Who I Met Your Mother fucking running away from the bad guys.
because
How I
yeah,
Met Your Mother, sorry.
because when you look at it, I bet you. And speaking of a sci-fi original, if I watched, tomorrow night, which I'm sure it'll be out, Professor Weird on Sci-Fi, it probably explains Professor Strange or Doctor Strange more than this movie did. Because the knockoffs.
No,
apparently-
it would be Chiropractor Strange. We should open up our own fucking fuck you parody studios.
30,000 movie, fucking The Incredible Bulk.
Deceive these people. But yeah, so anyways, in the whole Marvel universe, I feel like Doctor Strange might be a better collective character, honestly. But I do kind of see how he could carry a franchise, though.
Oh yeah, the next movie. I mean, if now
he
that it's
involves
all
Thor
set
and
up,
all that.
yeah.
I think he could be pretty solid.
And speaking of, not to cut you off on the
No, go
thought,
ahead.
but
Cut me off.
when did he, in his mind, get the thought like he was like S.H.I.E.L.D. and could just tell superheroes like, "Hey, I'm keeping an eye on you."
Yeah, right?
Like, what the fuck?
As Thor's getting hammered.
Yeah, Thor's getting hammered with his hammer because he's got a beer stein that'll fucking automatically fill up. Magic, apparently.
All right.
Who fucking knows? That's multi-dimension beer right there.
You don't want to end up in that dark dimension.
No.
That's where they said it fucking enough.
Well, you know where the real dark dimension was?
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton's mouth. That shit was dark.
Well, yeah, and you can't forget Bordeaux's Magical Tims. You know what I'm saying? He'd stomp you the fuck out in those Tims. So like I said, Doctor Strange, 6.3 for me. A little bit better than Ant-Man. So I think that made it number 10.
Wow.
On my wait, excuse me. 13 was Incredible Hulk. 12 was Thor 2. Number 11 was Ant-Man. Yes, it would be number 10 on my list.
Wow. So for me, I gave it a 5.8. Which shockingly enough puts it below the first Thor for me. So that would move it to 12. So it'd be 14 Hulk, 13 Thor 2, and 12 Doctor Strange.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. Like, that's just because of the way my list is set up. It seems like that's bad because it's at the bottom. But in terms of overall movies, like, yeah, it's entertaining. But for a Marvel movie, it's not. It didn't have me.
Yeah.
It lost me. Like,
and I think, like
multiple
I said,
times.
if you don't watch it in 3D, I don't know how good of a score you could give it. I think this is definitely an IMAX 3D movie.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. And, Doctor Strange, he's apparently appointed himself as leader.
Yeah.
And he's going to be probably the same character arc in Iron Man 2, just be a prick and get humbled again.
Yeah, and speaking of that, he's a pretty goddamn opinionated, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
So I think his next wizarding adventure will be to start the Order of Opinion.